So what does this mean for everyday Americans?
Well, Katie, thanks for having me. I mean, I'm kind of mixed minds on this court decision. On the one hand, I do not think this president or any president should have a unilateral authority to raise taxes, and tariffs are taxes. And I think that's effectively what the court said, is that these should be approved by Congress, and they should be if we're going to have tariffs, unless it's some kind of national emergency. But on the other hand, Katie, you know, what I've found over the last year, as someone who's not a big fan of tariffs, is that Trump has used them quite effectively as a negotiating tool to advance America's interest. I mean, he's had deals now with China, Japan, Canada, Mexico, the Europeans. He wants a level playing field. And so now the court has basically taken that bargaining chip away from him. It'll make it harder for him, Katie, to make good deals that are good for American workers and American companies. So we'll see. Yeah. There's still a lot of confusion, by the way, Katie, about what this all means. You know, do the companies get their money back? It all has to be sorted out.
Well, and let's not forget that Trump put tariffs in his first term, and President Biden kept them because they were so effective. So that's also part of the story here. But David, right. President Trump is not, you know, he's obviously very disappointed. He's expressed that. He wanted this to be approved by the Supreme Court. But he also said today that he has other options and authorities under which he can levy similar tariffs outside of EPA. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also explained this today in Dallas. Let's listen to what he had to say and get your reaction.
The court did not rule against President Trump's tariffs. 6 justices simply ruled that IEEPA authorities cannot be used to raise even $1 of revenue. This administration will invoke alternative legal authorities to replace the IEEPA tariffs.
So, David, is this simply about using the wrong mechanism? Kavanaugh talked about checking the wrong box, or is this something bigger than that?
Well, from my vantage point, there's the economic aspect where I think these do represent a really significant cost. And I'm not used to conservatives referring to this as revenue. We used to think of taxes as a cost. In this case, they're paid by American importers, but the same could be true of, you know, our personal income taxes. We don't talk about all the revenue they're generating for government. We talk about what it costs American families and wage earners and businesses. I think that what Secretary Bessent said there, it's a little disappointing for me to hear that what they're saying is we're going to find some way to rationalize it no matter what. I think he's right. They will. With 232 and 301, they have other legal mechanisms that they can try to use for some of them. But what President Biden kept in the tariffs and what President Trump used in 1.0, his first term, was not IEEPA. The Emergency Economic Powers Act, I think it was very important for the Supreme Court to rule this down because other presidents that do not have the supply side instincts that President Trump has, they could come in and use the same rationale to justify any tax. And our founding fathers said that the power to tax belongs to Congress. Yeah. If we believe the tariffs are a good thing for the country, for workers, for negotiating, as my dear friend Steve Moore pointed out, if they are good for negotiating, Congress needs to ratify it. It's Congress's job, and that's the way the Constitution set this up.
Yeah, Steve, I was in the Rose Garden last spring, when President Trump announced these new tariffs. There were a lot of working class people there from all different kinds of industries, the steel industry, the gas and oil industry, industries that have been gutted by this globalization and lack of tariff. You've worked on President Trump's economic policies before. This is central to what he's wanted to do. He campaigned on it. So where does he go from here now, outside of what he described today, in your mind?
Well, David Bahnsen is right that Trump will try to find other avenues to do this, to invoke these tariffs. We will see. Look, I think most of what Trump has done is extraordinary for the economy in terms of pro-America energy policies. The tax cut has worked extremely well. We're seeing dramatic reductions in regulation. So there are other ways for Donald Trump to grow this economy. Incomes are up. This is a real blockbuster economy, in my opinion. And so we'll see. I'm still trying to sort it out, frankly. I think a lot of people are about what exactly does this mean for the presidential power. I do agree with David Bahnsen. The Supreme Court decision was mostly about the separation of powers. And we have a legislative branch and we have an executive branch. And taxes, except in a case of a national emergency, should probably have to originate in Congress.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.